This is Dead to Me. Everyone's life tells a story. Some great, some not so great. Some will understand, while others have no clue. Respect you while the others fall away. You called yourself my brother, said you'd be there till the end. Now it's plain for all to see. You're done and dead to me. There's a lot of people talking from both sides of their face. Hands in my pockets, always looking for a taste. When you look in the mirror, do you see a disgrace? Called yourself my brother, said you'd be there till the end. Now it's plain for all to see. You're done and dead to me. Done and dead to me. Look in the eye and the shake of the head. Loyalty and respect, or is it wild just to stab you in the back? Do you think you'd ever truly understand? Called yourself my brother, said you'd be there till the end. Now it's plain for all to see. You're done and dead to me. Called yourself my brother, said you'd be there till the end. Now it's plain for all to see. You're done and dead to me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm back. Started it off with a little shot from the Broken Past days with Brother Jim back on vocals. One of the first songs that myself, my son, Tony Rodriguez, wrote. And it had a very specific theme to it that seemed to fit in with what I was kind of going to rant on a bit tonight. And it is the dynamic, to some degrees, of betrayal. It is the dynamic of how and when and where do we forgive and let go. But it also reflects some of the elements of double standards and a lot of what I like to call glamour magic, which is basically just a fancy way of saying bullshit. But speaking of which, lest I forget, and I'll thank my brother Brian Judah for kind of setting the stage, make it a little bit easier for me to do this. But here it is, just to get it out of the way.
The following program contains coarse language, a lot like real life. Viewer discretion is advised.
And yes, that's the same disclaimer promo that I run on the radio station. Just makes sense to use the same thing and be fucking consistent because, yeah, I use coarse fucking language like fuck. And yes, Yoko. And I'm gonna share some commentary a little bit later about the whole Yoko dynamic and where that was born. Much of that is credited to my brothers and sister in Hollowell, because that's where it really kind of came out of. Not that this doesn't have its own fucking history. But again, the thoughts, opinions, views, expressions are mine alone, unless you choose to share them or somebody else comes on the show and they choose to share it. Take what you need, leave the rest behind. Okay? Or as George Carlin would say, change the fucking station. Okay? My ego is not so overblown that, if it doesn't speak to you, that's fine. You know what? I get it. I don't begrudge it. It is what it is. But don't try and fucking play me, okay? I do what I do because I believe in it. I dance on many ends of the carpet. I'm an equal opportunity offender. Those of you who know me, you know. I just call the bullshit for as I see it. Again, you don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. But I got a long memory, an evil streak, and a lot of fucking patience. Now, believe it or not, this is me actually being nice. It's taken me several weeks to process through some of the dynamics of things. And this is not just isolated to one person per se. These are dynamics that have been going on from a couple different angles, be it through the radio station or be it through the music scene or, the personal dynamics, because they all tend to overlap. Shout out to my sister Oracles out there. She was one of the people that I had spoken with, and she had shared some very honest and really good perspective on it, as did my lovely witch Shia. And yes, revenge is always a dish best served cold. And with some blood wine, those of you who know, quapla. But I have, and to be blunt, struggled with the dynamics between being out here, being public, and maintaining a balance between who I need to be. I simply cannot play the same fucking games anymore. There's a part of me that just at this juncture just doesn't want to be quiet, but also in the same element, I'm trying to hang on to hope. I'm trying to find a middle ground. I'm trying to at least give the option within the framework of the Contini context, because it's always about the details. It's never just as simple, or sometimes it is. A shit sandwich is a shit sandwich. There's no way around it. So, you know what? I'll stand back and I'll correct myself. See, I can do that because it's fucking live. Yes, and my sister Heather, thank you, because she was also one of the people who, in conversations between Shia and myself, that brought a very much needed perspective. And yes, the skulls of your enemy. We actually have a skull that we use as a Christmas tree topper. No joke. So, yes, and I know you've got a bunch of goblins that you got to maintain. It is a school night after all. So these are the things, and believe me, I remember those days all too well. But again, before you do take off, and just for everybody out there, and for those of you who will be listening at some other point in time, Heather Salome, the Vampire Witch, she will be back on the podcast and the radio show down the road, as will my sister Oracles, as will Shia. And Shia wants to know, are the skulls dishwasher safe and or microwave oven safe? She needs to know these things. So hello to Jennifer Green and everybody else joining us out there. If I miss you, just say something and hopefully catch my fucking attention, because I tend to sometimes go into what I like to call the music focus, where just nothing else. It's like I wanted to do that this year, but it was vetoed. Yeah, well, listen, again, the dynamic when you're dealing with smaller children, sometimes, again, and we've talked about this and we'll talk about it again, as adults, we have to wear masks sometimes. We have to put on the play. We have to act through certain things because children simply, many times, are not capable of processing things the same way that we do as adults. It doesn't make them less than, it doesn't make them stupid. It's just a simple fucking reality that knowledge is gained over time, and with said knowledge, we develop coping skills. So, if you use an analogy, like Christmas has certain imageries that go with it. And I would rather preserve the magic than be that fucking Grinch. And Oracles, of course, had to throw in some commentary on the skulls of our enemies, that they are the most eco-efficient option for drinkware. So I actually like that. I mean, we got paper straws. Let's start using skulls. Right. It's the parent hat. Those of us who have kids, we have to wear it. And those of you that interact with kids have to wear it. It is what it is. So I want to hit on a couple of things real quick, because these are the things that are important to me. We got a couple of things coming down the pike, as they say. First one, I want to shout out my brother Brian Judah, who keeps the WRFZ madness from spiraling out of fucking control. Him and his band Days End, they got a show January 13th over at Pineapple Jack's, 8 p.m. with Bobby and the Four Speeds. That's here in Rochester, New York. It's a free show. Hey, listen, if you're within a modest driving distance and you want to hear some cool rock and roll and hang out with some cool people, come on fucking up. We'd love to have you, truly. But again, that's going to be January 13th. Pineapple Jack's, Days End, Bobby and the Four Speeds, demand Brian Judah. Now, brother Brian Judah, he's also got a show Sundays, 12 to 3 p.m. over there on Rochester Free Radio, WRFZ 106.3 FM. Yes, Sundays, 12 to 3 p.m. You can listen to that show for free, rochesterfreeradio.com. You can find them on Facebook and stuff. And this Sunday, none other than Hollowell are going to be back starting off the year joining us. I'm going to play some of their music. I'm going to play some of Days End a little bit later on. But Hollowell is definitely one of the cooler bands that we've had the pleasure to kind of sync up with. So much love to Teresa. Sister Teresa. Yes. Much love to Sister Teresa, Brother Tyler, and Brother Jonathan out there. We saw them December 5th over at the Iron Smoke Distillery, and they did a show and they did a comedy thing before that with the Interloop blog. Really fucking great time. And then the next day I went home and got hammered with COVID. So, and I know it wasn't you guys. That's not even to suggest it. I know where it came from. Disease is the gift that keeps on giving. And when you have people in your life and you actually interact with said people, guess what? You're going to get fucking sick. If you have children and they go to school and they play with other children, guess what? You're going to get fucking sick. There's no way around it. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay? There's no conspiracy here. This is just fucking how science works. Okay? All those little bugs out there, they fucking feed on us just like we feed on the chickens. So everybody's fucking jockeying for position. Now, some would make the case that we, as a species, we're a virus, not unlike the fucking things that try and get into us to kill us. We tend to kill everything around us, but hey, that's a rant for another time. Yes, little germ buckets. Special shout out to Mama Pixie Poland out there. Mama Pixie, haven't seen you for a while. She's part of the Under My Skin for Life crew down there in Jersey. Been a big part of the story for many, many years. Love you, Mama. Great to see you. And speaking of that, and I'm going to dance around a little bit, but yeah, Sunday 12 to 3, myself, Ed Contini, Brian Judah, Rockin' the Rock, special guest Hollowell. But speaking of the Under My Skin for Life Foundation, Brother Tony let me know last night, and it went public today, 2024 Rock Against Dystrophy. It's for the brothers. Brother Tony is bringing back that show to raise money for dystrophy in the spirit and honor of our brother Turbo. Okay. Those of you who know the story, and I'll keep it simple, but I'll talk about this as we get closer up into the date, March 23rd down there in Port Monmouth, New Jersey, VFW Post 2179. It's the same place the Arts for Autism show's been. Really cool, great place. But the Rock Against Dystrophy has been went on for many years. Turbo started it over in the New York scene, and then it became part of the New Jersey scene. A lot of great people have been involved over the years. I've been blessed to have performed several times back in the day with Broken Past and my son and Tony and others. I've got to share the stage with a lot of great people. I can throw a couple of names out there. Brother Ron Thal, a.k.a. Bumblefoot, is going to be coming down. Brother Bobby Blitz, Overkill. We shared the stage with those guys some years ago. And Brother Mark Tornillo from Accept. And knowing Tony, he's working on all kinds of stuff. There'll be local bands, obviously, as well. All the proceeds are going to go for muscular dystrophy. But this is something, again, just a little, backdrop shot history. Brother Turbo was the original kid from the original dystrophy telethons with Tony Orlando. So there's a little bit of history. There's a little shot of us. It's just me, Jim Beck, and Tony Rodriguez. Special thanks to Bob Schultz for capturing some of those memories. But that was one of the Rock Against Dystrophy shows. You can see that iconic skull in the background there. Me with my snarling, playing an old Univox Les Paul that Tony had in the garage. I love that fucking guitar. I made that guitar fucking scream. So yeah, you'll hear that. And that was actually the guitar I used on the opening track tonight, which was again a live version of Dead to Me as performed by Broken Past at the Rock Against Dystrophy show. I believe it was 2016, 2017, not quite sure because we did a few of them. Brother Jamie Fletcher from Modern Superstar and Brittany Fox, he performed with us at one of those, and we did a couple of tracks. Really cool. Looking forward to getting together with him again. Brother Danny Watts, Jim Beck, a lot of these guys, Tony. Those of you, again, have been following my music know we have a new track that the video's finally done. I got my brother, John Porter. He's been involved with us musically. He was at the Arts for Autism show 2 years ago, and he and I are going to be doing a special birthday show February 6th. Yeah, that's my birthday. I'm putting it out there. I can't fucking avoid it. Shia will fuck me up anyway, so I'm going to head it off at the pass. But yeah, my brother Jonathan's gonna dance with the Wolves February 6th. Got a lot of great interviews coming up. Gonna be Tom Hampton's gonna be on the show next week. He's got some new music. I'm gonna be doing an interview with Frail. I'll be playing all these bands. Bonded by Darkness is working on some new music. They're gonna be coming out there. My sister Monica Munistera is gonna be coming on with some of her pagan magic and music stuff that they're working on. We got the Mythic Treasures stuff going on. I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. Now, I didn't want to forget this one, because this one's important. This Friday, January 5th, here in Rochester, New York, over at the Record Archive, the Mick and Mac Show. Brother Doug Mack is going to be performing. They're going to be playing some old school country and some new original material. And they do some of that folk kind of acoustic rock as well, too. You never know what these guys are to crack out. They're both incredibly talented musicians. And some of the DMAC art will also be there. I've been pushing this type of stuff because it's incredibly beautiful stuff. It's unique. And Brother Doug doesn't do it on that mass production thing. So a lot of this stuff is limited. So if you get one of these t-shirts or one of these posters, there's not fucking 10,000 of them floating around in everybody's apartment. Okay. And this is the nature of art many times. Okay. And I'm just saying, now, I think he's an incredibly talented artist. He's also a really great musician. And I know how these tendencies tend to go. At some point, this type of stuff, okay, will become a collector's piece. Some of his stuff already is with some of the work that he has done. He is that fucking good. So definitely check him out. You have a great night, my sister Heather. Looking forward to getting together again soon. Try not to unleash too much chaos on the ones around you. I know you eat it up, but I also know sometimes it can be too much. But you got this. We got this. So what else we got going on here? Oh, yeah, let's jump down here, because I know there was two that I missed. Of course, how can I forget? Brother Ed Concini, he's got a show Thursdays over on Rochester Free Radio called Over the Edge. Ed gets into some really important stuff. He's got a great sense of humor, but he's also got an incredible heart. He looks at some of the elements that, to really be blunt, most people are afraid to really talk about. And he talks truthfully. Okay? Again, we can agree to disagree, but the only way that things change is by having the initial conversations. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. So check him out Thursdays, 3 to 5 p.m. I'm looking forward. I'll be jamming with him on Sunday. Yes, there's the remnants of the COVID. Yes, gotta love it. Gotta love it. I also want to shout out Sue over there at Mythic Treasures. They've got the Mythic Treasures Fair coming up also. Saturday, January 13th. This is what happens. I take a couple fucking weeks off. I lose the ability to speak. That, or I can just blame it on the fucking COVID. It's like the third time I've had this fucking thing. I think eventually I'm going to, like baseball cards, I just got to collect the whole set of all the fucking variants, and hopefully I'll get a special prize. It's how I have to look at it now, because, you know, no matter what I've done the shots, I've done the isolation, I've fucking done everything I can. Doesn't matter, man. Just, it really hasn't. And I'm not saying, you know, believe what you believe, especially if you're at risk. Do what you have to do to take care of you, because ultimately, in the end, that's all any of us can do. Try and be considerate, because it isn't just the COVID that's floating out there. It's the fucking flu. It's the rhino this, it's that. It's the same analogy. If you go into an operating room, okay, and somebody's going to, open you up, you want every motherfucker around you wearing a mask. Now, I'm not saying, hey, everybody mask up, hey, everybody isolate. But if you know you're fucking sick, try at least make a fucking effort. You know what I mean? And in the same context, be aware that it isn't just about you. Okay. I don't want to spin into the politics of it because it's bullshit. Okay. But if we all could make just a little bit of effort to take care of each other around us, you know what? Maybe we won't have to go through, another season of fucking death. Okay? Just saying. Some of it's, doing the little things. Getting back to, and I thank Shia for this because she's been making up batches of, fresh vegetable chicken soup using, natural products, doing it from scratch, putting it in. And then she got sick, and then, everything, it's just been a circle, and then Diane and Ativia and Tony, and seems like Brother Judah is the only one. Brother Judah and my son seem to be the only two people that have been able to avoid it. I don't have any other way to explain it. They must be paying somebody off. I don't know. But one of the other things that's going on over there at Mythic Treasures is the ethereal explorations. Shia, as previous mentioned, she's doing guided journeys over there, and they'll be the third Saturday of every month at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's free. Okay, this is one of those things. All you got to do is come down to Mythic Treasures. They're down there in Henrietta, Jefferson Road, the Tops Shopping Center. You come down there, you hang out, and you get to meet some cool people, see some really cool stuff, and she'll take you on a guided journey. Now, she's also got a couple other things that she does. You can find out more about her at ladyshia.com, but she also does lives and will be out here on these channels. She does them Monday nights, Wednesdays, and Friday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday, 8 on Wednesdays, and 10 at Fridays, unless she feels otherwise, and she'll sneak some other shit in there. She's been known to do that. And finally, last but not least, I want to shout out my sisters, Lily and Nona, a.k.a. Diana and Ativia, Lily and Nona's Emporium. They will also be down there at the Mythic Treasures Fair Saturday, January 13th. Yes. I don't want to have to speak this way through the whole thing, but I may have to use my voices just to get through. I don't know. But yes, you can check them out, facebook.com/Lily and Nona. They're going to be having an online store, really beautiful stuff. And for those of you who are just listening and don't see the graphic, items created and curated into timeless treasures and handcrafted wonders with style. Now, there's a lot of people that we support out there. I can't always get to all of them. And there is one other one, and I can't forget. Brother Bear, Mary Jane's, okay, over there in Bassam, New York, over on the Tonawanda Reservation. They are the premier source of the sweet leaf. One of the few people actually that believed in doing something to tangibly tie in some of the stuff that I am doing. Because again, the radio station's a nonprofit. Shia does her readings and stuff like that. But for the most part, most of what we do is directed into nonprofit or charity type of stuff, be it through the Under My Skin for Life Foundation, through other elements of things. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we do some things that we have to do because it costs money to keep the lights on and the internet and everything that goes along with it. But we've had some really great people like Jonathan Porter and others and stuff who have supported Bear. And, Tony Rodriguez, Ashley Hart, Suzanne Delgado, Bobby and Sherry down there in Moonbeams. Again, I could spend a whole show just talking about that. But we all try and do what we can. And, sometimes we wish we can do more. So I'll try and make more of an effort, as they say, to include that stuff. But humbly, a lot of times my brain just goes, because Jack Smirking Revenge has an agenda of its own. So, in getting into that dynamic, and obviously the pop culture reference is from Fight Club. And there are a few of them because I am Jack's complete lack of surprise that I would have to start the year this way. But I think it's better to get it out of the way. Just fuck it, as they say. But I am also Jack's inflamed sense of rejection. You know what I mean? It's not easy when you're out there trying to do the right thing, when you're trying to make a difference, when you're trying to find that common ground, and then all of a sudden, get caught with some sideways bullshit. Now, again, I at least think that I've been pretty fucking consistent. So if I've been interacting with you and if I've been promoting you and doing these things, say, going on for the better part of, 8, 9 months, almost a fucking year, and you don't realize anything that I do, there's a fucking problem. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of fucking patience. But again, I got a long memory. Now, as far as the evil streak, again, I'm not going to publicly shame people because I don't believe in it, but I'm going to call some of it out and just really be like, really? Simple analogy. A lot of what I do and will continue to do is based on comedy and satire. I've made it very clear, especially within the realm of politics, I don't fucking trust any of them, but I will call certain behaviors out regardless, especially if it's dancing into the realms of racism, or if you're fronting your Nazi jackboots and quoting Mein Kampf, or if you're trying to still some fucking silly flat earth kind of fucking tree-hugging insanity. I don't care at what end of the spectrum you are. What I look at are the actions, and I try and look at the practical dynamics of things. I take a lot of influence from George Carlin. I think we're all fucking diseased, but hey, that is what it is. But at this point in time, if you're fucking triggered by an episode, a 2.5-minute clip of Family Guy, you got fucking bigger problems. You got bigger problems than me. You got bigger problems than whatever framework or whatever the fuck is going on in the world around us. Comedy and satire, okay, are reflective of a little simple thing, and it's called freedom of speech. It's also a coping mechanism because, let's be blunt, some things are just too fucking horrible and off the wall to look at any other way. And again, I get it. We can agree to disagree. Not everybody buys into it. Not everybody feels the same way about it. I respect that. But when it's okay dancing through things, and, to be blunt, myself personally, I felt used. I felt that it was convenient and okay when said people were getting what they wanted, what they needed. And then all of a sudden, when it came time to actually put something back in, not only was it completely spun around, but it was like some really bad high school drama on fucking acid. Now, granted, again, I've seen people go through a whole lot worse, especially within the online dynamics. People are fucking, they're brutal, they're assholes, they're cruel. But if you tell somebody something, and if you say, hey, this is what it is. So if I'm going to do a job for you, if I'm going to make you a cheeseburger and I hand you a plate of dog shit, you have every right to question it, every right to be offended, and every right to be like, hey, what the fuck is this? So, as my brother Ed would say, there is and should be expected a line of accountability. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, and especially within the framework of an exchange of resources or time or materials. So, basically, if you're like, hey, come on over here, help me mow my lawn, and then I'll come over and help you mow yours. So you go over there and you help them mow the lawn, and it's like, hey, that's cool, da-da-da. And then they're like, no, fuck you. I don't want to know you anymore. Don't talk to me again. It's like, wow. So all you really wanted me to do was to come over and mow your fucking lawn, and then you play some bullshit cards so you don't have to honor your end of it. And I've had this happen from a couple different angles. It's not just isolated to one person or organization per se. There seems to be a mentality out there that says, hey, fuck it, we can just bullshit people, lie, steal, cheat, and then run around and pretend like, hey, aren't we really good people? We're light workers. We're doing so much, but now fuck you. You're self-serving bullshit. The words don't mean anything without the actions to back them up. Now, granted, I got a part to play in this. Obviously, and it's been pointed out to me that I tend to believe, or at least want to believe, that people are capable of more. And yes, his brother Jonathan says, play with fire and you get burned. Exactly. Now, I'm grateful, truly grateful for the beautiful people that I do have in my life. So I've been trying to take the perspective that this is a numbers game. So to get the beautiful people like Jonathan and Heather and Oracles and Shia and Ed and Judah and so many others, that some people got to come through and they're going to be bullshit. They're going to use you. They're going to talk a really good talk. They're going to do all the nasty, horrible things that we hear and read about every day, blah, 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 blah. This is what it is. Okay. But I have a show and I can have my smirking revenge. So that's what I'm doing. This is my process. This is my therapy as to not go set a fire, to try and be better. So with that, I'm going to stop ranting for a few minutes and I'm going to dance some tracks. Now, these two I'm going to pair together because they both tie in to WRFZ. One is going to be from Day's End, from Brother Judah, from back in the day when they made their album. And the other one is going to be Deb Magoni, who, again, has been a voice within Rochester Free Radio and is also a really talented musician and guitar player. So supporting some of the people locally here in Rochester, New York, that make things happen, that are part of the things that are beautiful, the things that I am grateful for. But take a break, drink some water, try to get my voice back, because, yeah, the COVID don't fuck me. Yeah, it's like that. But yes, time for a little bit of music. So sit back, enjoy a little bit of Day's End and a little bit of Deb Magoni, and then I'll be back.
Can't see or feel, hear or touch, nothing to taste or even smell. Senses deprived, cannot sleep. Is this a dream? No way to tell. The absence of separate lives, intertwined. Neither time nor distance can separate us, no matter how far. This is all there is, all to be. No truth, no lies to say. No memories or thoughts to fade. No hurt, anger, sadness or joy benefit the emotions of who you are. The heat, the cold, the rays, the sun's warm rays, all cannot be felt by any way. Lonely free, is this all there is, all to be? woman. I don't mean no one to me, but no good. I'm a mean woman, yeah. I don't mean no one to me, but no good. I treat them like I want to. I never treat somebody like I should. Don't want to spoil them, you know. Well, now I once had me a daddy, said he'd give me everything inside. Yes, it is. Well, yeah. Once had me a daddy, yeah, said he'd give me everything inside. Honey, I want the sunshine. He'll take the stars out of the day. Well, come on and give it to me, babe, 'cause I want it right now. I ain't the kind of woman to make your life a better be. No, yeah. Not the kind of woman, yeah, to make your life a better be. Turtle Blues.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of Deb Magoni there. Live cover of the iconic Turtle Blues. As my mother nailed it in the chat. She knew. Deb's really, really cool. You would really like her. She shares a lot of the same viewpoints and perspectives that you do. And she channels a lot of that old blues and folk rock, Janis, Reba, and others. She actually does a Reba cover show that's very, very highly reviewed. And she's just an all around really cool person. Looking forward to getting her on here to share some of the things that cannot be discussed on FM radio. Though we've been pushing the limits a little bit, which brings me to just a little teaser promo. Yeah, that's the three of us there. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm the fucking ugly. I own it. I wanted it. We're going to be starting a new show Friday mornings coming up soon. Kind of going to twist the morning routine and bring some different things to the table. Not only do we do the radio stuff, we do the volunteer stuff, we do the family stuff, and we do the music stuff. So, yeah, that's coming soon, boys and girls, or if you identify otherwise. No pun intended. So, yes, I'm going to keep trying to do this. My voice is cutting in and out because this is the first real heavy dance. I was out. I did the show last night, but I didn't talk as much. I had Brother Ed come on, and we played around a little bit with it. But this is really, me just finally starting to get back from the fucking disease. My mother went through it. Everybody I know around me has got it. Special shout out if my sister is hanging out there. She's in from Wales with her husband. Haven't seen her in a few, but I wish her well. Love you. Hope you guys are having a blast down there in Jersey. I think you guys are going to get a worse fucking winter than we are. Not that anything's happening with the planet. Nothing to see here. Nothing going on. So I wanted to talk about the disclaimer that I mentioned in the beginning of the show. And I'll play it again just to give it reference. Because there's a story behind it. And there's a story that needs to be told.
The following program contains coarse language. A lot like real life. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, yes, that's Yoko. And it started as a running joke when I had Hollowell on here. And we were talking about some different elements regarding the show that they were going to be doing. They were incorporating comedy into it. And we were talking about performance art in general. And somehow it segued into this little skit between me and Jonathan, basically, about you could put Yoko up there on stage with a bucket and mic the bucket, and basically it could be a 1 hour set of her shitting into a bucket with the different effects rolling off of the mics and everything like that, and she could sell it. This is the world we live in now, that this is where we're at. But the story of the insanity, with that was actually born a long time ago, and a lot of people have touched upon it. And my brother Bill's really, I think, got the best take on it. So I wanted him to really kind of translate it real quick for everybody. And then we'll talk a little bit more about it. But here it is. This is the story behind the Yoko.
It's John Lennon is singing with Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry is probably one of the main reasons why John Lennon ever picked up a guitar. So now he's on TV. He gets to play with his idol. They're playing Chuck Berry's hit Memphis. Okay, John Lennon's got Yoko in his fucking band. They're in the middle of singing this song on television, and they're killing it. It's going great. Yoko's playing some stupid fucking drum. And even though she has no fucking talent whatsoever, he's putting her in the fucking band. just so she'll shut the fuck up and stop nagging him, because he's too much of a fucking pussy to tell her that she has no talent. All right? The only reason why you're here, Yoko, is because you're sucking my dick. All right? No, you can't play the bongos. But anyway, she's up there playing the bongos, right? So John Lennon, Chuck Berry, two of the greats of all time, harmonizing, singing this hit from the 1950s. That's what this moment's about. And Yoko, in the middle of it, can't handle that she's not getting any shine. She takes the fucking microphone out of the stand, starts playing the bongo, and as they're singing, you know, go, go, Johnny, go, whatever, she picks up the mic and I swear to God goes, some fucking crazy shit. And you see Chuck Berry's eyes fucking open as wide as they are, and it's that fucking look.
So yeah, that's just one take on it. But here's the other side of that coin. That really did fucking happen. It happened on TV. And all you got to do is just pause and look at the moment. And you can literally see Chuck Berry about, you know, his eyes. They go at least 5-6 times bigger. And you can tell brother's probably 2 steps away from having a fucking aneurysm. Now, conversely, if you look at John Lennon during that particular moment, he looks like he's ready to swing that fucking guitar in a new direction. Now, again, I'm not saying this to condone or promote violence in any shape or form. I'm just commenting on a historical moment that has now, literally fucking decades later, still fodder for comedy. And that's what this is, boys and girls. It's comedy. It's satirical. Take what you need, leave the fucking rest behind, okay? It doesn't reflect upon anything else besides a moment, a perspective, a context. And within the Contini context, fucking anything can happen. So, again, credit to Hollowell for that little piece of history. Because really, again, the joke was born out of that conversation. So I got to give credit where credit's due. It wouldn't have happened otherwise. And in the spirit of that, again, 2 other local bands, couple different styles. Again, those of you who know me know that I like to dance between the genres. There's a lot of good fucking music out there. So the good music I'm going to keep trying to bring out there. But again, they're 2 local Rochester, New York bands here. Again, the aforementioned Hollowell, who will be again with us live Sunday, 12 to 3 on Rochester Free Radio. And then a new band that Ed and I met a couple of weeks ago, the Matt Seidel Band. And they got a really cool groove with that old school kind of folk rock approach. Definitely some Buffalo Springfield, Bob Dylan influence. And, you know, my mother turned me on to that stuff. So no coincidence when I find and encounter musicians that are holding a true testament to that genre of music, I think it's worth keeping it alive. So I'm going to do my part because I can. That's what I do. So sit back and we're going to dance a little bit of Hollowell. And then a little bit of the Matt Seidel Band, and then I'll be back.
Hey Doc, won't you check me out? There's a problem here. It's been going on for some time now. I like the pain down deep inside, but it's found a way into my mind, and all of these easy to get pills will destroy me from the inside out. Check my
look so out of place. Got a small town look on your face. Oh, a little scared, a little excited too. Aching for a little fun, so sheltered and young. Oh, you got no clue what you should or shouldn't do. You need someone street smart to tell you where to start. You need a guide to show you around. Someone like me, 'cause I know the city at night. Stick with me and you'll be safe. I'll teach you how to break out of that straitjacket you want so long. You think that it's your skin? Yeah, I know the city at night. Every alley out of sight. And when I'm through, I promise you, you'll know what it's like when your soul's too big for your body. What is there to fear? Thought the reason you came here was to become someone totally new. Someone like me. 'Cause I know the city at night. Stick with me and you'll be safe. I'll teach you how to break out of that straitjacket you've worn so long. You think that it's your skin? Yeah, I know the city at night. Every alley out of sight. And when I'm through, I promise you, you'll know what it's like when your soul's too big for your body. Yeah, I know the city at night. Ask in the neon light and look around this carnival and tell me that after all you've seen, you can't ever go back. Oh, I know the city at night.
So yeah, a little bit of the Matt Seidel band. I Know the City. A little bit different style, but again, very nicely done. They performed live a couple of weeks ago over on the radio station with us, and a really, really great bunch of people. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing for 2024. And I know Hollowell's getting ready to release new music, and I am definitely a fan of them, as some of the other bands that I tend to play a lot: Bonded by Darkness, Frail, Annika. And it's the little things sometimes that we can do. It's not always perfect. As a musician, I understand and I respect the dynamic that it's not easy in this corporate reality of pay to play to get your music out there. Okay. Nobody's fucking getting rich out of any of the people that you'll see floating through. Though I do interact with some national artists that, yeah, you can make a case that they've done better than others. And they paid some dues along the way. Don't get me wrong. I know many of them have shared a lot of stories along the way. And we're going to get more of them out here as well, too, as well as try and find some common ground to change some of these dynamics. And, this is how it happens. It doesn't matter if it's within, the metal scene or the pagan music scene or the folk rock scene or the southern rock scene or the cover tune scene, the original scene. There's always scenes, but the scene is the scene. Just depends if you're going to be a part of it and what you're going to do. Again, some things are what they are. You can't begrudge people making a buck. But hey, if the only thing that it's fucking about is the money, it's going to have no soul. And eventually that shit runs thin. That is the nature of it. That's the simple truth. But we can find ways to find that middle ground and make it just a little bit better and support the people around us, be they musicians or artists or small businesses. Okay. If we don't take care of each other, who the fuck's going to do it? Let's stop pretending, is all I'm saying. I don't have all the answers, but hey, if you got something you want to throw out here, if you got some music, you got some poetry, you want to come on and rant, whatever the case may be, I have pretty much an open door policy. Shoot me an email, wolf@oldwolfmusic.com. You can find me on Facebook and social media. Oldwolfmusic.com is not difficult to navigate. Not a whole lot of stuff. I've done some music. Some of it has been, within the rock element. Some of it's been a little bit more jazzy or blueser. And I've also composed some classical and, more, I guess you could say, magically oriented stuff that's, more classical compositions. Some of it is based in Reiki. I did a track that was based off of Whale Song that's out there. And I put all of it out there for people to use. The only thing that I say is, hey, if you're going to use it commercially, you got to let me know, because you get shot down if you do it, because I copyright everything. And no, I did not forget the junkie on the corner. Yeah, no, listen, as somebody who's been through the elements of addiction and recovery, I understand it's not always easy. Not every junkie is created equal. I'll be honest with you. I know junkies who are more trustworthy than people who pretend to be in business. Okay? That's the simple fucking truth. Context, it matters. What people do. And listen, sometimes the world is cruel. Bad things happen to good people. And we make mistakes. We struggle. We fall down. Now, again, there's obviously the footnotes and the caveats that go along with it. You have to want to help yourself. So we use words like junkie in abstract ways. And, I know Brother Jonathan, so I know exactly where he's coming from. But, it's probably a good time to switch out the graphic for anybody who's actually watching versus just listening. Words without action don't mean anything. Now, the graphic I have up is no words shall be used against us. Words are spells. Spells based from spelling, language. That is where the framework of all of that really was born out of. But again, words without action don't really mean anything. We give it weight. We give it the energy. Okay? We charge it and give it life. It's not unlike the Frankenstein analogy. We create the monsters. Now, granted, it's not a 100% type of thing, because let's be blunt, many times the monsters are brought in by other people, and we have no say, we have no choice. We just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or sometimes we're targeted. Again, the Contini context is wide. Okay? Not every situation is the same. The details matter. But in the end, actions really, again, are what define who we are. You can talk any type of blah, 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 blah. It doesn't hold water at the end of the day. Sure, you can bullshit yourself. It's not unlike smoking a crack pipe or shooting heroin or any number of ways of avoiding reality. And I get it. I understand. Sometimes it's too painful. Sometimes it's because we're hurt, because we're broken, any number of analogies. But also sometimes it's because we're predators, or we're manipulators, or we're just shitty people that enjoy watching other people struggle and squirm. There's an old analogy that, negative attention is better than no attention. And for some people, that is the truth, unfortunately. Now, again, I'm not going to waste time dancing in the mouth of madness to understand it if those actions obviously have defined things to such a degree. This is that fine line where, you have to look at a situation, a scenario, a person and say, is it worth it? And sometimes the universe does us a favor and says, hey, you may not like how this is going to go down, but trust me when I tell you, it's ultimately in your best interest. So we go through the process. We learn, we adapt, we adjust. Hopefully we grow. Hopefully we learn. It is what it is. So in keeping with the spirit of things, I'm going to switch it up in this next block because I really wanted to start the year off with, a little bit more music than talk. Trust me, I'll be doing a lot of talking through the fucking year. So there'll be plenty of that. I'm going to do an open discussion thing again, and just anybody who wants to voice and have one of those interactive conversation things. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm working on, new music and, production wise as well too. So we're going to keep 2024 interesting for sure. A lot of good people around us and a lot of good stuff to build upon. But now I'm going to go metal. And I got a couple of metal tracks. The first one are from my brothers out there on the other side of the state. Those guys are Alloy Rain. Really great bunch of guys. Really enjoyed conversations I've had with them. And they're a good band. You know what I mean? Especially with how flooded and one-dimensional the metal scene can sometimes be. I really do appreciate what they're doing. It's got a darker edge to it, but again, you have to kind of look at it from the bigger picture. They're reflecting upon elements of things as they see it, and they're not afraid to translate that. And it's one of the things I respect, especially, like bands again like Hollowell and Phantom High, Bonded by Darkness, and a lot of the others that I've mentioned, and will continue to support Aloha. But, again, sometimes they get lost in the mix because not everybody likes the same type of stuff. So, ultimately, yeah, this may be the moment where you'd be like, I'm not into that fucking kind of music, so I'm gonna switch it up. I get it. I respect it. It's cool. But I have to, again, put it out there. I want it to be diverse. I don't want it to be one-dimensional. So I'm going to keep playing bands like Alloy Rain. Now, again, some of their stuff, obviously, I can't play on fucking FM radio, so I have to play them out here on the podcast, but they were kind enough to send me a radio edit for one of their tracks that I am able to play on FM radio. This is the unfortunate reality between the FCC and everyone and everything else. Just by the way, radio and TV are the only two elements of our lives that somehow freedom of speech doesn't apply to. And somebody arbitrarily just decided that back in the day because somebody decided they didn't like what they heard. Go look up George Carlin's skit on it. It's classic. It's great. He explains it within the historical context. But again, by the time they get done burning all the books and shit, you may have a harder time finding it. But thank God for the internet, right? Where else can you get George Carlin and donkey porn within 2 clicks of a mouse? Yeah, I had to go there. It's better than autoerotic asphyxiation, as Shia will tell you. And that one was a little sneak for her as well, too. So yeah, the other half of that And the second track that I'm going to do is from a band that I will be having on the radio show next week live. And that band is Frail. Hashtag Witch Doom. Really great band out of Ohio. Okay. Powerful, powerful stuff. I've been playing a bunch of their stuff. They are really good musically and have a really, I think, powerful imagery that really is giving some weight behind, the magic / witch community. It isn't just about Halloween. They're everywhere, man. They're in music. They're in fashion. They're in business. They're baking your bread. Okay. So we got to get with it. All right. We can't burn them anymore. All right. That shit's over. So you might as well embrace it. And let me just tell you, really isn't a bad thing. Magic is pretty cool. And I can testify to that. So again, a little bit of Alloy Rain and their track Blood Demon. And then we're going to follow up with some Frail and their cover of Head Down. And then I'll be back.
Hail to the king, baby.
So yeah, Frail and their cover of Head Down. This thing caught a lot of attention when they released it, as again, it is, with Chris Cornell's passing, a testament not only to the man, but to the song. And I think they handled it really well. And it really got some great reviews and decidedly deserved those reviews. So I'm really looking forward to having them and interviewing them next week. Again, that will be Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a little thing that I do called the Music and Magic Show on Rock. There it is. The COVID's like, yes, you cannot self-promote yourself. I'm going to fuck you. I mean, I've just been choking it tonight. But yes, the Music and Magic Show, Mondays 9 to midnight. Over there, Rochester Free Radio, 106.3 FM. If you're within range of the signal. If not, you can go to www.rochesterfreeradio.com/listen. And you can listen for free. That's a beautiful thing. We also stream online. So that'll be Monday night Frail. And definitely will be, more witchy doom oriented kind of show. Because again, in fairness, I believe that it should reflect the individuals. So I tried to the best of my ability. Now, again, jokingly, those who've been following me, when Doug Gray from Marshall Tucker did the show with me, he was just like, no, fuck that. I want you to mix in all kinds of different stuff. Because Doug's that kind of guy. Doug really, he likes that. He loves all kinds of music. They did a show in Milwaukee last year with Green Day. Doug's the kind of guy that he doesn't give a fuck about other people's perspective of things. He's earned his place at the table. Let me tell you, Brother Man's got some great stories. But these things, especially with bands, their influences, their music. I did the same thing when I had Lorena McKenna on. Same thing when I had my brother Dave Childers on. He's a big Metallica fan, and he's one of the premier guys in paranormal investigations, dancing with some really funky, crazy shit. You know what I mean? And these are just a few of the people in my neighborhood. And I'm really looking forward to bringing them back and being a part of, some of the stuff they do. This is the element of how we support and we help each other. We get active. We do the things that we can. And, many times, listen, even if all it is go online, do a like, do a share, the little things, tell a friend, you know what I mean? Hang out, say something. It doesn't cost you anything. That's the beautiful thing about it. You don't have to pay anything for it. So I have one other band that I'm going to put on. But before I do that, as mentioned, next Tuesday, I'm going to have my brother Tom Hampton, formerly of Poco, who's performed with Marshall Tucker Band as well as others. Singer, songwriter, musician, all around great guys, good brother, the father. He is a true human. And he is going to be coming on with me. We're going to premiere some of his new music. We're going to chew the shit, rip some stuff apart. I'm going to bring him into an environment where we don't have to watch the language. I had him on the radio show, and we have to dance around it. So you can't say certain things. And he and I have known each other for a few years. He did slide guitar on a track of mine called Mama Rocks. And I'm proud to be able to support him, to give him something back. And we'll talk more about that. But again, next Tuesday live on the podcast, Tom Hampton. So I see my sister Oracle's back. She's like, something. I mean, there's a lot of ways I could translate that. And since you showed up and you have garnered my attention, you shall become now the subject of said attention. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm looking at your ass again. Okay, let's clarify that first. Though it is a great ass to look at. I think Shia likes it more than I do, but that's a conversation for another time. Okay, as my sister Jessica say, hey, it's all good. And this is how I dance. But something could be anything. Something could be, I don't know, say something. Shy is like something else. See, this is how you summon a witch. You throw some ass out there. She's like, yeah. I was like, yes, she has a bomb ass. Bomb ass. See, it's that double play. For those of you who are confused and or maybe playing the home version of this game, do not pass go, do not collect $200. We can have fun that way. I don't forget, and I'm not going to forget, I am still Jack Smirking Revenge. And sometimes the best defense, the best revenge that we really have is to move forward to say, you know what? You're not going to fucking stop me. You're not going to change who I am. Okay? I'm going to fight for the things that I believe in. Okay? I'm not going to curse you or wish you ill. You know, even to some degrees, I do have a little bit of sympathy and pity. And I can respect, you know, I've had differences with people, and then we have conversations and we find common ground. And guess what? I'm not perfect. I fuck up. I will own it and admit it. That's what adults do. Okay? We find ways to get around it. But when you're going to take a one-sided position and just basically act the fool, guess what? There's no fucking recourse. Okay? There's nothing I can do. So this is my evil streak. This is my way again of processing it. So I had somebody kind of float in and then float back out. So I'm wondering if she's going to float back in now. Just the context of timing. I didn't want her to think.
I have a message for oracles.
Okay.
Meow.
All right. So, yes.
Emotional damage.
That's how that works. Leave it to the witches to fuck a wolf up. But truly, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Again, 2024 is going to be a good year. We make of it, regardless of what may come down the pike, regardless of what maybe you're coming off the back end. Tomorrow's a new day. You don't have to dance it alone. Granted, again, sometimes there are not perfect solutions, but it has to start somewhere. We do the little things that we can. And now the two of them are going to get weird and fuck it up. So, yeah, this is as good a time as any for me to cut to a track. This is a band called 84, but it's spelled AD4. I'm sure there's a little story that I'll get my brother Hollywood to put behind it. I'm not going to put fucking words in his mouth. But I've known him for a while back in the day when he was playing with a band called Dark Sky Choir. He's a really great guy. But their new band, they've got some new music out. So in the spirit of that, I've been trying to push them a little bit more. You can check them out online, social media. They're all over the place. Really cool guys. So check out some 84. I'm going to watch the witches get sweet and juicy, and then maybe I'll be back. I don't know. I may get lost in that ass. Aha. This is the joy of being a wolf. Yeah, a little bit of 84 Immortal. Brother Hollywood Howe and his guys there. Some really cool stuff they're doing. And Holly's really a great guy. Don't get to interact with him as much as I'd like to. He's down there. I'm up here. But listen, this is the beauty of what we all do. We can carry the music. We can carry the magic forward. And yes, I'm not ignoring you witches, but there's only so much blood, and I need it for my brain. Okay? And no, not that brain. Okay? Ladies, please. And witch, poor wolf, you know, I am Jack Smirking Revenge. Okay? Just keep that in mind. You know, both of you should know who you're dancing with, because I got a long memory, an evil streak, and a lot of fucking patience. Now, I just want the video. That's all I want. Yeah, I'm not greedy. I just want my fair share. I just want what's coming to me. Yes, it's going to be a really cool 2024. I love you too, sister. We definitely met, you know, we will find a way to make these things happen, not in any kind of weird, moist kind of way. Let the boy know he's got an Uncle Wolf out here that's got his back. It's not easy sometimes dancing the dances that we have to, but that's why we have to dance with wolves. So you got some wolves on your side. Yes, a wolf is loose in the cat house. This is what my life has been reduced to. Oh, woe is me. Contemplate this upon the tree of woe. Indeed. So in the spirit of Jack Smirking Revenge, sometimes, okay, as mentioned, words are spells. Now, you can translate that however you want. There's no hidden dilemma. However, if you're smart enough to play the podcast backwards, you might just find out. And going back to an earlier analogy, and I'm going to use Alloy Rain as the example. For those of you in the know, and if you recognize some of the dynamics, that track wasn't about them proclaiming to be fucking evil Satanists. It was a play upon a movie called Evil Dead. Okay, the words and all those dynamics are reflective of pop culture. Okay, and that's just their translation. I've met these guys. These are family guys. These are professional business guys. Okay, they're not fucking Satanists. All right. But they do music that has a harder edge, and some of the imagery they use to get their message has darker, bloodier overtones. Okay? That's how music, that's how satire, that's how comedy, that's how art, that's how literature, that's how it all fucking works. Oracle's like, it wouldn't be a true metal show without babes dancing around the wolf on the motorcycle. Wow. I never thought about it about that way. Thank you for that visual. It's not like that I don't have literally reels upon reels of visuals, because I got a full-on production fucking studio in my head that's like DreamWorks, Lucas, Arts, all of that shit combined. I got fucking Quentin Tarantino writing the scripts. Okay. I got Stanley Kubrick working the camera. So I'm pretty confident that anything you could throw out there, I've already covered and gone way past, because that's the beauty of my fucking mind. Yes, and Samuel, there would be parts with the Samuel Jackson voiceovers, but sometimes Morgan Freeman is better. But when you get Sean Connery in there, that's when it starts to get moist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pop out tonight with the remastered, finally finished Eight of Swords. The video will be coming out soon. I did the final retouches and stuff after I went again. You know, I was going back and forth with Tony, Matt, and my son in getting that to where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch it. Now, everybody else probably not going to hear a fucking difference in it. That's just how we musicians are. But I would be remiss if I don't show the people in my inner circles, especially within the music, if I don't give them their due. It isn't just about me. All of this music that I do is collaborative. Some of it, within the Reiki and some of the other things, I have composed and arranged and done all of it myself. And that was just simply because I didn't have anybody to do those types of things. Other tracks, like I mentioned, Mama Rocks, Tom Hampton came in and did slide guitar. Jeff Thal does drums on some of the stuff. I have Matt Brown, who sings, Shia sings, Greg Carshubin, my brother Jim Beck's getting in on it. My son, Tony Rodriguez. I got my brother Ed Contini, Mark Toonlin now, Brian Judah getting into the mix, all kinds of others that, again, I'm not even going to speak to because they're not definitive or anywhere near complete in production. But yeah, Shai will tell you, I am constantly rattling around music. So there's definitely more music on the mix. And yes, Oracles, I am ignoring your Red October commentary. As I said, I need the blood. Okay? I need it. I'm sorry. But I promise I will give it the thought that it is due in a more appropriate time and setting. So remember, listen, 2024, we can make out of it what we want to make out of it, despite whatever else may be going on, whatever bullshit or this, that, or the other thing. We can find the ways. We can, as they say, make a difference. We can laugh, we can smile, we can dance along the way, and, sometimes we can get our smirking revenge. But no word shall be used against us because words are spells. So again, next week, Tom Hampton going to go live. We're going to talk about some stuff, get into some of his new music. Frail, next Monday, Rochester Free Radio. 2 different genres, 2 different styles, but great people, great music on both ends of the spectrum. And to close it out, as mentioned, the remastered 8 of Swords. Till next time, I am and shall continue to be the wolf.
It's all